Welcome to the debate in which all six running parties will be discussing the issues we have chosen for tonight. Issues that are important to most of you. Without further ado, let us move on. In recent polls, the traditional parties have lost ground to the Sigma parties. What are your reactions? Let's start with Sealand, also known as Dr. OP, 2006. What is your reactions or opinions to this?
Thanks, Mr. Slash. So I accept the reasons why people would support the Sigma Party. However, I do think that the citizens of Polynesia should really trust that the traditional parties, such as my own party, will bring, the real change that we need, like seen by the laws that my party passed about welfare and for investing in businesses. So, thanks.
Interesting. So let's move on to Dutch. What is your opinions on the traditional parties lost significant ground to the Sigma Party?
I think it's really worrying that this party, without any key points, is leading the recent polls. They don't have a clear point what they want to do with the nation, so I think it's worrying.
Reasonable. Good. Okay. Now, Walt, what is your opinions on this?
It's a false party. I mean, what is the Sigma Party? Who is the Sigma? Sigma boy. That's all I've got to say.
Interesting answer. Telegraph, what is your answer to this?
Wait, I need to... Oh, what can we say? They had a good run, but like Kanye told us, you can't tell me nothing. People are starting to wake up, and they are saying it's time for something fresh, bold, and unapologetically real.
I understand where you're coming from. Okay, Snub, what is your opinions on all of this?
Well, I think this is a direct result of the mismanagement of the current government, which is run by the Red-Orange coalition. They have ruined Polynesia in such a way that people are seeking solace with a party that doesn't really have any stances that can be taken seriously and that will be good for our nation. I think it's a direct result of the terrible management of our nation, terrible government is going to be hopefully voted out coming election.
That is very interesting answers from everyone here. Next, let's move on to the next question. How will administration under your leadership steer the nation through a crisis? Sealand, let's start with you again.
So I think with this question, you really got to trust me on our record here, because, I mean, during the Echo Vale crisis, we pushed the most anti-Echo Vale laws. I mean, we banned Echo Valians from entering our territory, and, we banned trade with them, so... And then during the Nowhere Land stall thing, we banned Nowhere Land citizens from entering here, so you just got to trust on our record. We care about this.
Okay. By the way, I almost forgot with the last question, you can all argue with each other between the questions of after I've answered or after I've asked all your answers. So you can just, talk it out and go crazy or whatever.
So I want to ask the Sigma Party what it's planning to do with the economy or with the nation as a whole.
Yeah. So with the economy, well, money isn't everything, but let's be real, it's definitely up there. We'll try making the economy better by making new jobs. We will try to do best to pay them fairly and try not to drown people with taxes. Hope to get the economy booming, popping up like when the new Easies pop up.
Okay. Oh, sorry. That was not intentional. And the current government, why do you think you're polling so low? Why do you think you're losing to this new party? So that's you guys over there.
I don't trust the
Communists.
polls.
Yeah. Polls are fake. It's a Jewish conspiracy.
Yeah, I think more the uncommon. No one knows the party, so they think they gonna have a good change in politics in our nation. So maybe they are wanting something new, but I don't think this new party will be the solution.
I agree.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have any further questions.
Okay, it seems like you're all done talking. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that, Zealand. What were you saying before again about question 2? How will an administration under your leadership steer the nation through a crisis?
I was just saying, trust us on our record because we're, when we're in power, we do act on these kind of things.
Okay. So let's move on to Dutch here. How will an administration under your leadership steer the nation through a crisis?
Well, transparency is like the good thing we do, and immediate action when there is going something wrong. Like last time when the unknown nation has declared independence, we directly reacted to it with a state of emergency and putting out an arrest warrant for this criminal. So yeah, action. Do something. Action. That's the best.
Oh, okay. Walt, can we move on to you next with the administration and the leadership?
Let me reference my notes real quick. Sigma Hus, the Walt Party will win the electors. This means these independent countries in massive quotation marks, just it's not a threat, I feel, but at the same time, action needs to be taken. And I'm reflecting what these two have said before me is that we need to take action, and my party will continue to take action against these countries.
Interesting answer. Telegraph? What about you?
Yes, so when things get tough, we, the Sigmas, try to be innovative. We'll channel our stronger mindset and try to think a little bit outside the box. Remind everyone that the good life is still within their reach.
Interesting. Snub? And you last? What is your... how will your administration under leadership steer the nation through a crisis?
Well, we've seen it once before with the Kingdom of Akavali. We were not expecting them to declare independence so fast, so we were not able to prepare quickly enough. But I feel like the current administration had plenty of time to foresee another independence movement is coming with the Kingdom of Nowhere. With Zax, who was put on terrorist lists and watch lists and all that by the PIO. So I think under my administration, we will be more tough on people like that, or people who are planning to do terrorist acts in our country and are planning to do independence movements or just any crisis at all.
Interesting.
How
So-
about the... Can I ask a question to
Of course.
Okay, Mr. Snub. How can you explain it to me why Jax said in his statement that your law you implemented was the reason for the break, the crisis?
Well, my law, it's very good because it protected the people of Polynesia. I don't know which one specifically you're referring to. I presume the Safe Streets Act.
Yeah.
He was against that, but just because he was not considering himself a Polynesian citizen. Although and the thing was he did not want to adhere to Polynesian laws, even though he lived on Polynesian soil. And I think you guys failed to make an effort on getting him that Polynesian citizenship, or at least forcing him to become a Polynesian citizen. Because the way he acted, it showed for months that he was going to declare independence or declare a crisis of sorts.
I have tried multiple times to get Mr. Jax into a real citizen of Polynesia. Sadly, he was just really stubborn. And could we do something different? Maybe, yes, I agree. Maybe we should have acted earlier, but sometimes governments makes mistakes, and this was a sad truth about this. Yeah, we're gonna be trying
Well,
to prevent
in my
it.
opinion, you can't just say governments make mistakes, because the purpose of a government is you make a very little amount of mistakes, and the amount of mistakes you guys made, it just seemed like quite a lot. And it ended in the bombing of the capital. So I don't think that was a good handling of yours.
Oh, let's not forget that it was under your government you allowed Jack to become his own citizen of nowhere. So
Also agree with that.
Well, whoa! That's not what happened. It was the last few days of my government in which he chose to declare himself not a Polynesian citizen. But a few days later, it was election day, so there was very little I could do. So it was all up to you guys.
But you still had time to try to at least
Not enough
try
time.
it
I
once.
it's not enough
So
time.
there's always time for situations like this. So
Well,
if it,
it's
if
funny how
it,
you guys are the ones arguing this, but you didn't manage to do it yourselves.
I have contacted him multiple times. I have been in the prime minister room with him for I think a half hour. You were there. He was doing something with illegal weapons also. So, and we did say to the POI that they should have a good eye on this person. And I think that maybe also the PAO may also make mistakes here. So it's not only
this
the
was a
government.
situation. No one had seen this kind of
Sure.
situation before, so you know.
Also
But now we
true.
know what to do next time.
Exactly.
So.
This was a really new situation as well. We have tried. I also think, Snap, that you tried it with him. I hope you did. But this man was
Yeah, of
just really
course.
stubborn, and he just wouldn't listen to any of us, I think. So I don't think we could have pretended this action. Yes, maybe we could jail him. But what would happen if he was released from jail? He would do it anyway. So yeah, I don't think it had. Yeah, I think it just needed to happen. Honestly, it's hard to say, but
All right. Good. I hope
Has
you're good.
everyone said everything they need to?
now, well,
No, I think
I really want the opinions of the other two parties who were not participating in this conversation about this crisis. So I really want to know their opinions about this.
I would love those too.
Well,
I'm shy. Walt start.
speechless.
Um, I think
I
everything
think the
was said
silence
about
speaks.
everything was like actually said about this drama, or how we should crisis, or how we should call
Mhm.
this. I think it might have been handled a little bit better, but I don't think they didn't do a bad job for the first time, because like no one would think that something like this could happen.
Okay, well, thank you for that. That's
I agree. I second this. It's just about whenever this happens, you learn from what went wrong, and just try to make it less violent, and just try to come to a peaceful agreement. Just kind of cut out the unnecessary parts. Just get down to it.
Yeah. Okay. I
Yeah,
also
that's
heard that Mr. Snap said that we would force this man into citizenship. Isn't that like a dictatorship would do?
Well, not if a person is living on your soul and is constantly threatening to declare independence and it does not want to adhere to your laws. I think after a certain period of time, he's expected to become a citizen. So, yeah, also great comment from the spectators. That is true. You can't just let a stateless man roam around your country because it's just not safe. Sometimes you have to force him.
Hmm. I hardly disagree. I do know that the fact was there that yeah he made threats, but yeah you can't still force a person to do it. Like yeah, that's not how a democracy works, in my opinion.
Well, okay. That is very telling of the Liberal Front.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we are for
I
democracy and freedom, and forcing people into citizenship is yeah some kind of against your liberty, your freedom, your rights. So yeah, I I do not like the fact that he didn't want to be a citizen. Let's say that. But yeah,
Yeah, but indeed they don't get benefits from the government. Are you against benefits?
I think we have
Give
had
them?
a good law someone just made about taxes going into the skies. So we did have a plan B. Let's put it like that. Um, yeah, it was really just a weird situation. Let's put it like that as well.
Right, yeah. It was.
Okay, is that all? Or is there any other things people would like to say?
I don't have anything to add.
No, that's it. That's it for me for this topic.
Okay, so let's move on to question 3. In recent polls, the majority of Polynesian citizens found economy to be the most important issue. How will your party handle the economy if it were to win? Let's start with Sealand.
I mean, the economy is all mostly what my party's about, and over this term we've really tried to transform the economy with the Welfare Act that we passed, and also the act about investing money into small businesses. And if we were elected again, I think we continue that transformative change that we're pushing, and really lock in there. So, yeah,
Okay, is that all?
yes, that's it.
Okay, moving on to Dutch. What would you do if you were to win?
Like, well, I think that the trading economy is like really, really poor out here. So I think, I believe, let's put it like that we have to encourage trading between cities, not only Ballholm to Foresta and Foresta back to Ballholm. We've got also some other cities that is also quite important to the nation, and to increase the trading between those cities, we have to make some kind of infrastructure to the cities, either through the Nether Highway or just over land. Uh, it, I don't care about that. It just has to be one of them. But the best is both, of course. And yeah, and also the points that Mrs. Sealand had, I agree on that as well. So yeah, we are pretty similar in that point, I think.
Okay, moving on to Walt. What is your opinions on this?
I agree with facilitating more trading. I think under the Walt Party, we'd further invest into the Nether Highway as it's a more efficient way of getting materials between different cities like Ballholm, the capital, etc. I'd also cut taxes on smaller businesses to kind of lower the operating costs so they can produce more products that could be sold to citizens. That's pretty much it. But we just really overhaul the already established economy laws.
Interesting. Let's move on to Telegraph, if that's all.
Yes, so I was asked these questions before, but as they said, definitely trading needs improvement. Financing the Nether Highway will also be part of our plan. Another plan we have is banning trading with Foresta. I'm sorry, Slash, nothing personal, of course. I stand by that decision and nothing will change my mind. AFAB all the way. And as my glorious king, the goat, Kanye said, they say people in your life are seasons, and the season for economic struggle is over.
Interesting. Okay, Snub.
Right. So what I think not a lot of people or not enough of these parties or any of these parties have actually touched on is how we're going to be generating money. Because right now the government is heading towards a budget deficit in which they're spending more than they are receiving. I think I'm not against the welfare acts or anything. I don't think it's a pretty good act, but I think if we're going to continue that act, then we need to raise taxes. And I know it hurts to hear, but we are going to need taxes, either on sales tax or income tax or anything. And I don't think anyone of any of these parties have even talked about that.
Yeah. I do have it in my manifesto, of course, and yeah, I just forgot it to tell it as well because okay, taxes are not the greatest. I don't like taxes as well. Let's be honest. But yeah, the government has to generate money, of course, and that is only by the way of taxes. So yeah, I agree on that statement as well. Yes, taxes is bad.
I would say that the current government is generating money by the sale of houses, so we haven't actually entered a deficit. So
Yeah, but you are heading towards one because the amount of
I
money
disagree.
you're making is still not enough to pay for all the benefits you're
We've got a
getting.
lot of money. We've got a lot of money, and we need to start investing that money. So I think we're in the financial position to be able to do that.
For now, we have plenty of money, of course. I agree on that, but yeah, of course. For now,
Yeah,
we're
but that
selling.
how
We're,
long is
we're
that gonna last?
yeah. For now, we're selling houses, but yeah, at the longer term, that also will be like less. Of course, you're gonna sell less houses, so yeah, taxes has to be implemented as soon as possible, of course. So yeah, I agree on your statement, Mister. But also, I want to ask Mr. Telegraph a question. Do you believe that the nation, every part of the nation, should be treated equally?
No.
Oh, so you're like,
Okay.
well, okay.
Who's honest?
It was a really honest answer.
I mean,
Oh my god. Okay, so
it's
you're
like my main plan. One of my main plans is to build a wall around Foresta. So I mean, like, yeah, no. As Walt said,
so
we need to cut off the unimportant part.
But what if the Forestans decide after that they want to declare an independence
yeah,
revolution or
exactly.
something?
You're gonna have a reaction there, of course. And if I was part of Foresta, I will also be like, yeah, this Mr. Telegraph, he's not a nice person. If he comes, if he gets power here in Polynesia, I will definitely
I talked about it with
do
Slash, and
that.
he's chill about that. Slash is chill about that. He says he's gonna build the walls.
Okay.
Well, I do not support this idea, but Yeah,
No.
this is a weird statement. I think every part of the nation should be treated equally, includes Foresta, of course. So this is
Yeah,
like
I think the only exception is really the Echo Valley Island, which needs to be turned into Walmart or 16 lane highway.
Yeah.
something
I
like that.
agree with the highway part, and I would also build a Walmart there, definitely.
Yeah.
And you don't know.
But I want to ask you as well. There's no highway that connects every single city. I mean, there are some pathways, sure, and there is a railway between Foresta and the capital. But other than that, I don't think there's anything. So
yeah, that's
how
a
you
good
guys
focus. I mean, first of all, yeah, that's one of the key points, of course. If you don't have a good infrastructure, your trade economy will not grow. So, I think in this year, in this term, which is coming from tomorrow, I think it's one of the main key points of the Liberal Front to increase and make the infrastructure and not wait for a day. Do it right now. Take action. Do it. Why wait? Do it.
Mhm. But you are in government right now. Why is there not
The
another highway?
the holidays, a bad excuse, I know, but the holidays are really a bitch in December.
No, it's fine. No, I get it. That's true.
Yeah, and now it's January, so we have all more time, of course, to do it. So yeah, the holidays is just December is just a shit month to play games. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah,
So I think we can all agree that we want to focus more on infrastructure and like network highways and stuff.
yep.
All right. Good.
Okay, Mr.
Okay, is everybody done?
Me, yeah.
I am.
Okay, let's move on to question 4. If elected, how will you make sure your government stays strong and united throughout its term? Let's start again with Sealand.
I forgot this question. Yeah, we're gonna give a right.
The question was, how will you make sure your government stays strong and united throughout its term?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, is that all?
Yeah, I think I'll.
Okay, moving on to Dutch.
Yeah, I do think the government of last term was really stable. It could have been stronger, but yeah, okay. But yeah, I think the important thing is that you. The main important thing is that you have a party who's also willing to do the same like you are, like the same key points, like the economy, the economic things. I lost it. Like the same ideology as like Mr. Sealand next to me. We were pretty similar in terms of how we wanted to let the economy grow, how to do it, how to handle it. So yeah, we were. Yeah, I mean, we had the most points similar to each other. So I think that's the main important thing, that you stand for the same thing. Yeah, that is it. Yeah.
Okay, is that all?
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to Walt here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna further it. Yeah, you've really just got to share the same ideologies, but like you've got to really believe what your party stands for and what you're going to bring into the government of Polynesia. That's pretty much all you can really say about this. Just make sure everyone shares, everyone knows where they're at with everything. God bless Polynesia.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
is that all you're done with, Walt?
Yeah, it's a tough question. Very tough question.
Mm-hmm. Indeed it is.
Thank you.
Telegraph?
Yes, so we, the Sigma Party, we know how to have the country of Polynesia stay united, and it said like we will not play like gods. We don't have egos, just vibes, you know. Like we try to make sure that everyone in Polynesia is like part of the clique, and the communication will be our power. Like the hit song by Kanye West, you know.
Hmm.
We
Yeah.
also
Except
remind
for
them that
Foresta. Exactly.
yeah. I'm sorry, Slash. It's nothing personal.
It,
Yeah,
hmm.
we'll try to make other people remember that without teamwork, we all fall down, like the hit song by Kanye West. Plus, we will try to make a weekly listening graduation parties. You know what else can keep the team together than the Kanye classics?
Interesting.
Hmm.
Snub?
Yeah, I think it's important that, as was mentioned before, everyone in your government has the same policies they want to enact, or at least very similar. Because yeah, sometimes, as we saw with this government, we had people leaving. For example, the Minister of State Security, one of the most important positions, just left the government. And I think that's not a good look for any government. So I think you have to keep your government active, and you have to make sure that everyone in government wants to do the same thing eventually. Once you get to the same point. That's all, Your Honor.
Okay. So if all of you wish to, you can talk to each other. And all
Yeah,
that.
I want to ask what the government, what the current government thinks of their Minister of State Security just leaving, up and leaving the cabinet.
Well, it has been quite clear to me that this person in particular have supported the Sigma Party. Yeah, and yeah, he was just not fitting in the profile the government had. So I generally think he just had a different opinion than the rest of the government. That is, I think, the main point of this.
I mean, it was a personal decision by the minister, and sometimes that just happens. So life's like a game of football.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But what if they decide to leave during a crisis? Like it was very inevitable. What were there any signs of them planning to leave the position?
I don't think so. I think it was
Nope,
just
not to me,
one of
no.
them.
Hmm.
And this was after the crisis, by the way, but it was just after the crisis we had. It was like 2 days, yeah, 2 days after the crisis was over. So,
And that minister served us well during the crisis as well. They only
yeah.
stepped back once that had done. They served their duty to the country.
Well, what I can tell you is that the reformist government, if the next one is the reformist government, and which it should be, they will have a government that will be united and will be doing everything we can for the people. So we will not leave you behind. None of my ministers will. Yeah, that's what I had to say.
Good.
Is everyone done? Shall we pause here to wait for Walt to be back, or shall we continue without him?
I mean, this is a question we already handled. It's about the infrastructure, I see. So, do I think it's necessary? I personally don't think so, because we have really talked about this topic already.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. All right. I think.
Okay. The last question is, how will you go about improving infrastructure around the nation? Is it necessary to, or is it fine as is?
Yeah, you Dutch Goal Jeffrey already said. We already touched on this subject a little bit. Um, but yeah, I think the Reformist Movement will do everything in its power to improve the infrastructure, such as nether highways, and railways to connect every single city in Polynesia.
Interesting. Moving on to the next person.
Oh,
Sigma Party.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's fine as it is now. It definitely, yeah. Uh, it needs an improving. We will try to have a flashing lights of infrastructure, bold, beautiful, and definitely built to last. We'll try to make smooth nether highways made by clean energy. Green energy. We have to support the ecosystems, and we will try to make cities fresh that even Kanye would like to drop a new album. Yeah.
Wow.
Kanye?
Interesting. Moving on to Dutch. What is your opinion?
What
sort
I
of-
have recently heard from Mr. Snub, I totally agree on his statement. Just build nether highways between the cities, connect them also with railways. I think that's quite some good points he has there. So I support this answer by the Reformist Movement.
Is that all you have to say, or is there any more?
No, that's all.
Okay, moving on to Sealand.
Yeah, I think nether highways. I think we all agree on that. But it should be noted that the Progressive Party did start construction of the main nether highway that we got going. So, we're going to continue that.
Interesting. So all of you can talk about what has happened today, and I will be ending this after your conversation.
Yeah. Maybe I want to ask every single party of which other party they would most want to go into coalition with right now.
I would say,
Oh, yeah.
for me, the Liberal Front, definitely. Continue our red-orange coalition.
I thank you for that. I will personally talk to every party first, like the Reformist Movement did as well. I think that is the most, how do we say, fairest way to do it. So, yeah, I first want to talk with all the parties and just decide on that how I will continue further with the coalition, because it's the chances are really big that there will be a coalition of maybe 2, 3, or 4 parties. Maybe you don't know. So that's what the Liberal Front will do.
Yeah. So I would say the same thing as Jeffrey said right now. I would also talk about with the other party leaders and see how that would end up.
What
Okay.
about you, Mrs. Snap?
Yeah, I would also talk to every single party. I think Well, it really depends on the electoral results. You want a clear majority? Maybe we could have 3 parties in there. I think I'm most in favor of talking to the Liberal Front and the Progressive Party right now. However, it could all change. It all depends on the results. What we'll get is a majority, and what we'll get is a future for the people of Polynesia.
Is everyone? Oh, hello, welcome back.
Yes,
Welcome.
return.
Okay, Walt. Oh, no, he's not in the voice
Now
channel.
we can ask him the question.
Yeah, he's not right now in the voice channel, so I think we have to wait 10 seconds.
Yes. So,
Yeah, he's there.
hello, welcome back, Walt.
Thank you. My apologies.
This is all fine. So the last question you missed out on was, how will you go about improving infrastructure around the nation? Is it necessary to, or is it fine as is?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think there are bits that need improving more than others. For example, more work on the Nether Highway and just more like work overall in between connecting the cities, Forrester to Ballholm, etc. Connecting everyone together, making trade easier and whatnot. But that's about it. That'll be my main focus during my term.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Does anyone have wish to say anything to Walt really quickly about anything new?
Well, the question about Snob is a really good question also for Alex. The question was, Alex,
Yo.
which party you want to team up with the most? So which party is your number one on the list? Or how
Ooh.
are you going to do that?
It's dependent. It's just anybody who matches kind of the beliefs of the Walt Party, just like who wants to work towards the same goals that we want to work towards. So anyone really. I'm not discriminating against working with any of the parties.
Okay. So you're saying that you want to talk with every party if you were the biggest party?
Yeah, hypothetically speaking,
Okay.
whoever wants to help.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you for that. Okay, I have no more questions, Mr. Slash.
I think we can move on to questions from the audience, maybe. Well, voice crack.
Opinions from the audience. That would be like a good idea we could do. So, Cabbage, can you come up here to see if you have any opinions on all this, or do you just want to stay quiet? Or
Whoa!
Whoa,
Ryan! Oh fuck!
So,
He's doing it. Don't do that
Oh,
in,
no.
in creative. Don't do that in creative.
Bro,
Spaghetti. He wants to go first, I think.
you could have just said.
Okay. Right. Yeah, we are waiting. Does Cabbage has a question to any of us? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Or you
Okay.
wasn't.
Okay, so
Okay, so Mr. Spaghetti wants to go
you
first.
can come up here. I'm going to be adding a seat for you right now. Just on the side. Can you... Here you go. Okay, so what are your opinions on everything that's been talked about today?
No, just just let him ask the question he wants to ask. That is an opinion, Mrs. Spaghettio.
Ah, interesting. Okay, so I'm presuming we are all done for this.
Wait,
Yes,
no,
or
there's one.
does Cabbage wish to come up and say some stuff? Like opinions and all that? Okay. You could. You could have.
Okay, you guys can hear me?
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, first of all, stop aiming that bow at me, please. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to ask a question. So, I don't feel like there's a lot of businesses. Like, we were talking about like stuff like local businesses, but there's just not very many. So I want to ask everybody, what would you do about the lack of local businesses, and how would you get there to be more?
What the fuck?
Are you guys on my head?
Someone's
Yeah.
gonna be stuck in the ceiling.
Well,
Never mind.
I'm gonna go first, I guess. I think that the requirements of starting a business should be low to encourage for making a company or business, and also have benefits in the first year of or first period, to let the company grow to a healthy environment, income, etc. So that should be the main points of the Liberal Fund.
So,
are there people
is
gonna
that all,
answer?
Cabbage?
I
Or
kinda wanted to
does
hear
anyone else
other
wish to
opinions
answer?
on that.
Yeah,
Uh,
same too.
Yeah.
My party, we passed the Economic Investment Act, which gives money to small businesses, so we're really up on that. And new businesses have been set up because of that, I think. So it's growing.
Like what? Give me an example of a business that started up because of that.
There's the Walmart in Ballholm.
No,
That's
okay.
new. Shout out.
here too.
Is that it? Is that the only one?
Oh well, I'm sure there's loads, but we don't want to sit and name
I
shops all day.
You named
Well, yeah,
one.
Bell
You said there's
Cafe.
multiple. I want at least one more, please.
The PRT, the PRT that started up.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So okay, so there's a few. There's not like too many shops, but alright.
It's developing though.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Took you a while to name those shops, though.
I had to read the notes again.
Well, I want to answer this as well. I think we need to invest in advertising for the small businesses.
Okay.
I think as a government we need to step in a little bit, help them grow. And yeah, of course, funding as well. So yeah, that's the Reformist movement's opinions.
True. What do you?
Um,
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree that there a lot of small businesses have come up due to the already established acts. The Walt Party, we increase the benefits to further encourage. Yeah, got to get more shops, more breweries, more pubs, etc.
Yeah, but how?
Listen, I forget about it. Now, if you read the fourth word of my notes, it says Sigma. So
Say my
that's all I've
name.
got to say,
Sigma
really.
has the was. Walter has Puzz Party will win the electas. Electas.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's real. It
I
does look
see.
like that.
I So that's what you've been reading all this time. I see how you've made your points now. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's all in there.
All right. Actually, can I see the notes of the other two parties that have notes for the camera? I am pretty curious.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sure.
Okay. I gotta look at this. Okay, Kanye is love. Kanye is life. Sigma Sigma on the wall. Who's the skibbidiest of them all? Me, I'm the Sigma. I wish someone loved me like Kanye loves Kanye. All right, and the vote RM January 3rd. All right, that's
Oh, it was just endorsed by the official cameraman. Oh my god. Hey, you guys
that's
votes Reformist
that
Movement.
is I did not endorse anything. Those notes suck.
Whoa. Rude.
All right, I'll just hang on. I'll just take my seat up here. This is a good seat. Because he took my seat.
Okay. That was an interesting question
So
from
yeah, in my opinion, Liberal
Cabbage.
Front is awesome, but other parties are pretty good too, except Sigma Party. You suck. Stop talking about Kanye, bro. Okay. Just like I'll just hide behind this
Okay.
post here.
Okay, Spag, what was your question about for them?
Oh.
Good time.
I think the other citizen of Springfield, Mr. Sealand, is able to answer this first.
Okay, what was the question?
It's in the chat.
In the
Fast one.
chat.
It's this
okay.
one.
That's a pretty good question.
What can your party guys offer specifically me?
We could probably throw you a bone at some point. You know.
I'll raise you one better.
I'll give you
Liberty.
I'll give you the Trojanheim agreement. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with the Progressive Party. I think we'll just give him a bone and shut him up.
Yeah, give him a bone. The Walt Party would offer him terms and conditions agreement signed by John Pork, which I have somewhere, and maybe $1.
Oh, in this economy? Bro. Okay. What about the Liberal Front?
What can I offer him? Well, everyone is giving this man only one bone, but what if I give this man 3 bones?
Ooh.
Whoa. Revolutionary.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Bro. Yes, that's the offer. No, not 3, maybe 5 bones.
Whoa.
That's massive.
You know what else is massive?
What?
No.
I will also offer him a free low taper fade, which is massive. Yeesh, tough crowd or what?
Okay. I think there's no more questions.
Yes.
Give me back my shulker box.
We
Thank you.
done here? Do we make closing statements or anything?
Somebody take my.
Oh yes, that's what I was just about to do. Right before we end the debate, can we get some closing statements?
Yeah, I'll start.
Let's-
If it was okay. So the Reformist Movement, we have proven ourselves before. We are going to do what this country needs. The the other parties, they have shown that they are not to be taken seriously, either because they did not handle the economy well, or they did not handle infrastructure well, or they were just incompetent. The Reformist Movement is going to butcher all of them, and we're going to be making Polynesia great again. So that's my closing statement.
Interesting. Very interesting. Moving on to Telegraph. Do you have any closing statements?
No, other than that, like, we will try to give this state a bigger and deeper meaning than just a Minecraft fun server. You know, vote Sigma, Sigma boy.
Okay, Walt. What is your closing statement, if you have one?
Why don't you just throw an underdog a bone, get the Walt Party in, we'll get it all sorted later. We'll stick it on the later base, on the to-do list. That's pretty much it. God bless
Interesting.
Polynesia.
Dutch, any closing statement?
5 bones to Spaghettio.
Interesting. Sealand, any closing statements?
Vote Progressive, because we've started the transformative change in this term, and if we get re-elected, we're going to continue that in the next one.
Okay. Thank you for being here, everybody. And we will be closing the debate now. So thank you for coming, and
He's dead.